who is chief of staff to the president. All somebody that Yeke needs is a good office chief of staff that manages him well. That's all. Other than that, the guy is exemplary as far as commitment to the cause of the people, to the interest of the people is. And a lot of them are like that. It's like just the messaging, right? But they are like that. And my respect for Yeke, anytime. There's a friend of mine with that personal friendship. He's a journalist. Just forget it, man. He's in Yeke district. He better come in my inbox telling me all the time he's running in the place and blah, blah, blah. Why would I support? I said, man, there's no way. If my mom go to that district and say they're running there, I will support Yeke over my mom. That's what I told him.
When they were coming, they said they were liberators. When they were coming, they said they were liberators. But when they came their time, they changed their mind. When they came their time, they changed their mind. What kind of people they so?
They are freedom fighters.
What kind of people they so?
They are freedom fighters.
You freedom fighter, you raping our women.
They are freedom fighters.
You freedom fighter, you killing our children.
They are freedom fighters.
Freedom fighter.
When they do wrong and they really know we are doing wrong, they want to get it and that's what when you want to conquer the whole space, you got to let that doing model, right? Yeah, today, we are going to say, I'm dealing with CDC. Everybody have it, right? But you want to keep that, and we're not doing enough business. So the good thing you can do, I'm begging you, love this friend. Don't vote for me before you don't want me to destroy myself. Why don't you be president or opponents? Don't vote for me. Because when you vote for me, forget it. Because now when there's my president is saying that problem, I owe a problem. When I owe a problem, you don't need job here. When I owe a problem and you not solve it, you don't need job here. What do you got to solve it, right? Oh, watching the problem. Everybody got to solve it. I'm going to say, oh, the problem, I owe a problem. And you know, anybody can do that loud. So I'm letting all of y'all. Everybody better than that food, right? Yeah. When you don't want me to talk, don't vote for me. My job is to talk.
Wani madianye warawa monyoju weyan. Wani madianye warawa monyoju weyan. Ke wana wa ku Nigeria. Wasia wa pelia. Wana wa ku na konwe.
Yesterday, Ed and Guinness sent me 10 pickups. They just arrived yesterday morning. So they not come from the field. I was just showing them the other day. We want peace. We want to build this region because all of us here belong together. And that's what we're here for. We want to thank you for this program. We just arrived. We want to thank the officials of government.
The men of the day, the lone soldier in the House of Representatives. That means his word. He said it as he sees it. He's not a friend of power. He speaks truth to them. You can get vexed and bust. He doesn't care. You cannot intimidate him with impeachment. You can impeach everybody who you remove. This man survived before going into the House of Representatives. As a matter of fact,
they change their mind. When they gain their ground, they change their mind. What kind of people they so?
They are freedom fighters.
What kind of people they so?
They are freedom fighters.
You freedom fighter, you raping our women.
They are freedom fighters.
Freedom fighter, you
End of the day,
freedom
the new soldier in the House of Representatives. He said, as he sees it, he's not afraid of power. He speaks truth to them. You can get vexed and cross. He doesn't care. You cannot intimidate him with impeachment. You can impeach everybody with the review. This man survived before going into the House of Representatives. As a matter of fact, he is not surviving on the salaries you pay there. Because he uses his earning to better the lives of his people in District 10. So your threats of gathering other signatures, you can go and keep it. At this point in time, let's all give a very big hand.
Oh, yes, indeed. What a great day, and what a wonderful opportunity it feels. And these reminders, these flashbacks are very, very important. You know, sometimes our people are very quick to forget. And so other times they feel like it is only them. But they say the good man does lives after him. So today we say you can gather all the signatures. Small rubber, you can go all over you, right? Get from here to wherever that your business, your loyalty you want proof to Unity Party is up to you. According to Mo Ali, Yeke Koluba is not going to be impeached or removed. Let me say actually what it should be. You can never succeed in expelling the man. That's according to Mo Ali. This man is fearless. He speaks truth to power. And nobody is going to do anything to him because he is speaking truth to power. And Yeke always sounded the caveat. He even warned them, look, if you came here to vote for me because you want, after voting for me, I shouldn't talk about your candidate. Please go away, don't vote for me. Because the reason, it's not like I hate Mr. Weah like you hate him, but I believe I'm convinced that I have some fundamental differences with him. So if anybody come here and you do the same and you earn my anger the same way, I am going to go after you. In fact, Mr. Weah did not even take much. I will give you woto. Oh yes, Yeke actually told them, and when Yeke told them, they were cheering. Oh yeah, we agree. And now the agreement has come. The old man has failed. He has proven an empty vessel. Zero on every front. Nobody respects him. Nobody takes him seriously. He is languaging from rehab to Capitol Hill. up and down while his peers are making moves on the global and international stage. They're being invited for conversations that are geared towards shaping our world for a more prosperous future. The village champion is here, sitting, sleeping, lying. A village champion. How the president will get a village champion? They can't invite him for no international forum. Anytime you see the man leave, you go in Ghana to attend some kind of friend child wedding, birthdays, celebration. Some kind of Igwe having some community program. They can call him. He take a whole delegation to go there. And Nigeria. He and wife. That Fatima Bio, Mayata, lay daughter Fatima Bio in Sierra Leone. Look at what the lady is doing in Washington, the White House, with Malanda Trump, the First Lady of the United States of America, and a host of other First Ladies that were invited. Purposeful First Ladies. No, our own of Facebook First Lady, former co-author and donor setter. What you going to go up for that had to face co-author and donor? Be back. Now you mean I thought Omar selling that. Be back. But look, folks, this is why it's very important we know the kind of people we electing to public office. We've always told you. Sometimes you say, "Oh, we probably get a loud mouth. We're saying the thing." But it's important when you elect nobody, the war will turn it back on them. And this is the case with Liberia under Mr. Boakai and his beautiful First Lady. His beautiful First Lady. Mayata Katumu Baka. I don't know where the Oma see makeup. I'm a fair with the children. Oma is we saying in the currency in the children. You're doing makeup and say, okay. What in my town can placard the makeup. But look, good morning, Liberia. Good morning, just wherever you are this morning. Again, we are back on the big station, Freedom 87.9, the People's Radio, where we discuss the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development. Just wherever you are this morning on our voice across Liberia. Welcome to yet another intriguing editions of the nation's premier breakfast platform, the Freedom Morning Rise on Freedom 87.9. There are too many things to talk about, lots of things happening in Liberia. And this is where you get the analysis of those issues without fear nor favor. And of course, so yes, this morning at 9 o'clock, our good friend from the CDs, Avin Wisa, will say to us, he said he has got some fish to fry in this debate around core for the expulsion of Yeke Koluba by some members of the Unity Party. And of course, I like to agree with my friend when he said it is only you pigs that are calling for Yeke's removal. We've got no fish to fry in it. The independents, the opposition, I've got absolutely no fish to fry in it. You born your child, you treat your child well, your child start acting rude on you, beating you in the street. I really don't have much to say in it. And your child at the end of the day. So yeah, it is you know, that power and child situation, UP and Yeke. That who they used to get Yeke the platform, UP. That who they used to call Yeke freedom fighter, UP. The man tell bazooka to them, then they the least thing that ever bothered me in this country is about what UP wants to do with Yeke. It's up to them. But again, the real issue is if we are displeased and unsatisfied about the situation between Guinea and Liberia at the border, the man who has the responsibility to protect the territorial integrity of Liberia, the singular responsibility is the president. If anybody should lose the job because of that, it has to be the president. Any other thing is a scapegoat. Any other thing is a directionary tactics. Anybody that should lose the job right now at this moment should be the president. He and his face beat old lady Yata Katumu should go sit down. I don't know. I'm not sure it's possible. 12 years after vice presidency, the woman said donor and cool water. So 2 years after presidency, I sure they will upgrade more. Maybe that bottled water they will be selling. Bottled water and what you call it? Some French fries. From one level to the other, you know. Look, man, folks, we're gonna talk about that and again continuously bring some sense to the conversations around. Remember, I read front page this morning, and for the past 2-3 days, it was front page that actually published that the government of Liberia, you know, I don't know where they got it from. I'm still thinking who was trying to play that, you know, that cover up propaganda. Who was actually trying to do that in the government? Say Rodney Mayor help over. Yeah, because we're telling the people say we're doing diplomacy, so you know the poking just throw anything at us. They feel like, oh yeah, anything they throw at us, we'll just take it. Yeah, already we're telling the post. So to cement and you know and make that to go down, as soon you call Macron name. So they throw it out there. So then from big got to go start struggling for their own credibility. Went back in part 2. Then the French ambassador, they mentioned the whole thing. The French ambassador spoiled the whole thing. Say, oh yeah, I hear some people are talking. Say your government, your president call Macron, but I hear say, you not see that one in diplomacy before. Say I hear say your president. Yeah, me I told you I say the people can lie. Told you. Every time I can tell you small. We know plenty. Tell you small on how the procedure. As soon as you hear diplomacy in anything, or somebody say diplomacy, that means they're trying to be procedural. They're trying to be orderly, right? And so they're trying to avoid every bit of friction along the process. They want to make sure that the process is handled painstakingly. That's what diplomacy calls for. An orderly arrangement. And you have to follow protocols. And protocol is a set of rules, and that you have to adapt at a certain time to achieve your goal without any friction. So the diplomatic protocol in resolving this matter, especially when you want to interact with the French, will begin with, first point of contact will begin with the embassy. Right? And then when it's above the ambassador's pay grade, then you go to the foreign ministry, because the embassy will definitely communicate with the foreign ministry in France. Foreign ministry will communicate with liaison de palais or what thing, right? They will communicate with the equivalent of their presidential palace or mansion. But that you're communicating with Macron, an audience or a request to make intervention, blah 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 blah. But that happens when there is a deadlock. And I've always said, look, this government has to be truthful, and I've consistently told you that this lady they keep passing around with, they say, oh, she's a super diplomat. She's not. She is not, and I can challenge that woman any day. You know, UP is a fake. It's a fake group of people. They're very fake. The woman, you know who's an envoy? Anybody can be envoy. Anybody can be repertoire. And you know, special representative as much as, right? But if a person has a history of becoming an envoy somewhere, that doesn't guarantee absolutely that in the realm of diplomacy that they command some superlative degree of knowledge or diplomatic understanding or prowess. No, absolutely not. You could be an envoy, you could be a very seasoned diplomat, sometimes you could be a philanthropist, you could be somebody with some level of good standing, and then at that particular occasion, based on whatever recommendation that come, say, the Secretary General can say, oh, okay, be our envoy to this place. You're going to be guarded. You will be guarded by actual diplomats, but you'll be the face. You're the messenger. So you go, you take message back and forth. So Kulu, your man Stanton Waterspoon, finish selling fake medical degree in America. They are killing people. Get uno reach through fake and my own man, right? Fake medical degree. In John Kulu, we ain't get diploma, man. We get seasoned diploma. Yeah, Sarah Beslow, yes. What you know about diplomacy? You can promote all kind of non-entities. So you're damn. The first be about last year on the king. She want Alice, she ready, get flair. She understand the thing. They will bring nickel test scholarship. See, I think that she's well grounded in Washington. What about she's not? I think that she's well grounded in Washington. She's not. Absolutely. I mean, you fix the real. There are people in the system that know they for real. They know it like that. Right? But they wouldn't come out. And that's what I respect the few. They wouldn't come out. They want a zero more. But yeah, wait. Completely zero. The first thing when she got there, she didn't even know where to start, how to start. That's how you saw Sheikh Kuyate there. How you call this other guy? Christopher His Onanuga. The other picking all selling used car, stealing used car, and whole day, all the cases to the court. I call him a bar, pretty well bar. That one, right? Former used car rogue, then all of them made them pass, beginning of passing around going. They didn't even understand the structure. Who is all thought of before you do them? They are jumping. The next thing you see, they pulling Asia, cutting the BMSP open. So from the get-go already, the whole thing was chocolate. Something, they had to. The president had to suspend all their appointment. Right? And they came by again. They say, okay, let's try to fix it. Then John Kulu said, Nicotech scholarship. Say, Mr. President, the president, like Costa said once, they may even know how to operate a laptop computer. That Costa said it. They may even know how to operate a laptop computer. Then Sarah Bessel go use AI stuff on the man, say, talking to Elon Musk. Our boy and start flying. Say, yeah, Sarah Bessel, I want no diplomacy. Yeah, our image, international image, blah, blah, blah. Our international image. Diplomacy is counted in dividend. It's counted in dividend. Not counted in pictures. You take pictures. I ain't no picture. John Kulu. Is it China bringing 3 billion to Grand Bassa country? So la. All the foreign thing, so la, everything. So how do you grade that kind of woman now? It is out of mediocrity that you're going to be grading that kind. Me, I can lower my standard. I can. The standard is high. If you say you dare, you must prove it. And the result must show that. We say now, we're talking about border issue. Yes, from the get-go, first of all, the government knew that they slipped. How the government knew that they slipped? Allowing and permitting the illegal operations into the Makona River, and they got caught red-handed. The Guinea authority caught them red-handed. And that's the material they confiscated was the evidence. If they're just going to sit there and talk it, our men are going to lie. Say, oh no, that's not true. The minute see the minute took it across, put it there to show it to their bosses. Say, yeah. So can't look at the material and tell me, say, what are they working drill, what are they working, mine or for mineral. How many? It's very difficult. Yeah, Sakila Nyumale told 43 people. They went there, they pushed on everything. They did everything. They proved for clear. Sakila came back. He didn't know what to say. Folks, we go in there small. He didn't know what to say. Embarrass the country. So like somebody use a scenario. Let's put it in a social scenario. In a relationship context. Where you have a relationship where a partner gets caught cheating, sorry. One partner is caught red-handed cheating. Like this guy enter a place where everything. But this lady is in the habit of cheating. Or vice versa, please, before you say, oh, you on the women there. Vice versa. Is in the habit of cheating. But every time, she denies. Every time she denies. So the lady now, the whole Liberian government. Our Liberian government is in the habit of stealing, lying, illegally mining, blah, blah, blah. But when we talk here, they say we lying. So in the social context, they get her that cheat. She can be cheating on her man. When people tell her man say, baby, the thing they doing, you got to stop it. She say, that lie, she just start talking all kind of thing. Oh, you lying on me. Stop that. Yeah, blah, blah. I'm going to leave it. So this day here now, the man caught her red-handed. In fact, on the act, right there, the man standing colo. Man, see her. At that moment, among the two people, right? The guy and the lady who was caught cheating, and the guy who was cheated on, right? So what sort of posture either of them will adopt? The cheater will adopt an apologetic posture, a diplomatic posture, won't matter to be handled quietly, easily. They will not want it to go out and sorry, that the devil, somebody, the guy, he just been behind me, he deceived me, blah blah blah. You know how they will be talking. They get all the catching normally. So now I can see it in a Nigerian movie, right? They say, as soon the guy won't raise a voice, say, it won't be diplomatic. So the case with the Guinean and the Liberian government, the Makona River. So the Guinean court, as it has been alleged repeatedly, Sakila Nyumale and Tomo Faladen company. That land will come and start pushing now until they will come or they will do the rightful investigation. They call their company right-handed inside the river, digging the stuff, grab it and carry it. So they started baking. Baking, they think I might not go. We are sisters. We are both sister countries. Let handle the thing. We all kissy people on this side, kissy. They do all. But the man is stealing from the man. You see that on the man angry. Said no. We men now. I said no. The man. So the guy that you cheated on the guy. So the guy is taking the issue high. But you believe that the guy should calm down. So it's exactly what is transpiring over there. So Guinea is feeling cheated on. So they're making more noise. They're doing all kinds of things. We're not cheating on the man and the man fair. Doing all kinds of things, making noise and calling everybody, call the other person. Oh, they're afraid. So, and I had Guinea feeling cheated about the Makona River, calling all the barrack there, putting all the soya people outside the fair. They're not cheating on all the people doing this thing. They are on a minute there. The thing we're doing the diplomatic. That they begging attitude there. You brought disgrace. You say you brought government, rescue government. Complete embarrassment. Absolute embarrassment. So this is exactly what's going on. Now when you see our men will be talking, say we're doing diplomacy, like begging. They seem too much. So admit to the shame. Let's move past the one and go. You embarrass the country. That's what you did. You stealing from all year, every day. When we talk here, you say that lie. Now the same way the guy cheating on man, every time the man talk here, she said that lie. Then you stealing from until you carry the stealing somewhere now, they go catch you. They catch you now, you want for it to be buried. You want for it to come. You say, let's do the thing. Then you jump, you send people. Say, man, yeah. So any people, then the poor people, yeah, you sound it, you agree. Because you won't kill the thing, you want the cheating to go outside. You won't kill it. So any people they bring out, you get time to review it properly, blah, blah, to even advocate for your country. So the person say, we'll go across the road. You sound it. You say, yeah, you agree. And you understand? Whereby, in the case of the cheating, and we the loudmouth men, the children pulling in the room. So we say, oh, she cheat, and we're making noise in the community, knocking cup. So we are the one knocking cup behind the government, making noise. Say that I wish everything won't lead it here. But what will leave it? Because you can lie. We know for us, we know you've been cheating on your partner, which is Liberia. We know you've been cheating. We're talking there, you say we're lying. Then the real evidence can then I tell Muklama, no, we ain't closing up. We're talking more, we'll ring the bell. You can describe it anyhow. That's your business. But the warrior we've been seeing the rogue, these rogues, we've been seeing them every day. But they can come, they lie. So this is the opportunity for the Liberian to know that when we be making alarm about stealing and corruption, that's true. Because a foreign country now grab them, then they fighting to suppress it. They won't kill it. They won't kill it thing and not easy. So the other men there, the men for scared. Oh, you been cheating me. We in a partnership here. You cheating. You can't. You bring BB machine. Your own pool. You're just taking it. You're just taking the mineral. We know about it. Now how it's supposed to be. You think it's fair? It's not fair. Okay. So can't connect you that but you go there. Say yeah. So the way you're looking at the way you want for a thing to go on, you want for all to just stop it quick way. That we ourselves will go money we will. You say, yeah, just bring the people. Yeah, I agree. Then Madam will say, they think your country people will be happy with it, with the way you're doing the thing. Then you say, my country, as soon 2 weeks will forget about Sunday. Will Sunday. Then it's Sunday. So I'm putting in the ordinary term so that the layman selling down water sir, really go back you will understand. Hey, leave with you're not taking your business. But this is the fact. We're not going to apologize to tell you the truth about what is going on in your country. We tell you accept it. That's it. You know, if you choose to be stupid, is it my business? The people that born you and you choose to be stupid, I want to now solve it. Then me come in waste my time. And no, not gonna waste my time. Right? Just tell you exactly, give you an opportunity to start thinking correct. And so my people, that what happened? Your government will caught cheating. Government will caught cheating. So they won't cover the story. But then the people that cheat on the Guinea both there. What do you do it? Man, over man. Sometimes men won't hold back, but men think boy, say then men can sit down. Say, what if that the quantum of gold and diamond the men in that thing? Say, I mean Labrador how they born in no man. My man, you're saying more truth there. There are people that do the border too. I will getting there. Oh, yeah. Then the government you want for you be talking. But I see now the government want for the thing to go down quickly. Government struggling for the thing to go down. But because the poor fair, the poor will go on their family, Guinea men can't stand there. Right? So you go cheat. And you see what cheating not good. So socially, when you get a partner, be committed to your partner. Because the same thing you're running looking for outside there, your partner giving it. In fact, the person suffering themselves even more. The first thing that comes on that person's mind are you. They're doing everything they can. Like you. They're respecting you. They're doing everything. And then you won't be cheating. The day you get caught, you can be in Paris. You won't have a story now. When the police begin to be in a community that, they will own the government back. And as the police. Right? Then we'll make noise. So we'll be making noise on the blah, blah, blah. They think, and when somebody not cheat, then you focus and they can get veil. They can get veil. Like how you see the government veil now, they won't be arresting everybody. Can you imagine? The first time in the war for all the USA, especially in a democratic war, for all the USA, government is preparing to arrest people for their opinion. Their common opinion, the opinion they make on issue. So when you sit down to the Ataisha, you're talking all your things about as soon as you put your money in the Solomon bulletin, you're arrested. That unethical. I mean, we need to call Councilor Oswald to come and define what he means by that, right? So the man say when you go to the intellectual center, you say now that you drink, just drink your Atari, you talk your football, you talk your different thing. But as soon they hear you talk about Solomon Bodo, because they cheated there, and they cheated there. So as soon as they hear you talk about Solomon Bodo, they were arrested. Oh my God, we're in trouble. But look, man, folks, this is serious. We do this so that our government will be responsible and accountable. We do not hate the government because you know why? When the government succeeds, it is all of us that have succeeded. But when the government fails, it's all of us that have failed. That's how it's supposed to be. That is exactly the approach to it. Right? But when you have a government of a handful of people who believe that they are law unto themselves, and anything they do with the country, that's it. As if to say, each of us fit and future don't hang on the decision they make, then people like us will have to wear the bravery, right, to challenge them day in, day out. And this is exactly what we're doing unabated. You understand? So, have you set to wonder why, in all of this, with everything, 2 years, 3 years counting, instead of LEC going, if LEC is coming behind, they just issue one statement every morning again. They just issue one statement again telling you that the CLSG people say the transmission line, they're working on it. Already before now, CLSG has cut 30 megawatt from the 50 that they're supplying. So for the past almost a month now or so, right, the people cut off 30 megawatt because your government is incapable of paying the debt. So all the fluctuation you've been seeing, they've been high in it, they're starting like, the margin it, they put cut 30 megawatt from the 50 that George Weah paid for and left power. So they were enjoying the George Weah banner current. They say, oh, that Baka not bring current. Some of our old man, they used to be interviewing. But you can't blame the old man. The man say, yeah, you see, Nana, we get current. We're not used to get current because you don't know how government work. Right? So I thought the way you have current is supposed to continue. They both see that, first of all, you remember some time ago, they put issue statement. They said, you got to come pay our debt. That was the warning. Your government did not pay the debt. They put cut 30 megawatt. Now, the banner 20 that they're giving, which is insufficient, the LEC has just issued a statement this morning, right, to say that they see people say again, the transmission line, the land that bringing the current to us, they say they get problem, so they come and face it for today, tomorrow, I think the day after, right? So the current will be unstable further. Something happening. You tell your people to tell, you're all jumping around. Oh, the baby not bring. What plane bring current? What thing added to the grid? What? The way you can be having conversation in the country here. Say because you're like 1 minute, you will just forget about everything. And your own sense, your senses, the small schools. So you don't need to even have master and all that. But the last 6th grade, they probably suffer and stop you too now. So you can get 6th grade sense. They probably stop you to 9th grade. You can get 9th grade sense, 12th grade sense, first degree sense. But everybody in the country, they're thinking the same way, talking the same way, acting the same way. Then the bogus thing they can ride the country. So your current nightmare, your electricity nightmare, is gonna be further has been dealt additional slap. Right? That's one. Then the next thing I want to talk to you about also is a decision taken by this government. And all of these are pointed to undercutting the narrative that this is a rescue government. This is not. Government, in actuality and in the decision they're taking, it is not rescuing. That is with the traffic management contract. You know the government of Liberia signed the traffic management contract, right? The government signed the traffic management contract, thereby taking authority from the Ministry of Transport. Right now, the Ministry of Transport looks like a ghost camp. Oh yeah. Have you visited Transport Ministry lately? It's a complete ghost camp. The whole place is down, empty, functional. Empty and functional. And you understand? So folks, this is exactly where we are. So there is something I want to tell you about the robbery that's happening with the traffic management. And this is another point the government of Liberia needs to come clean. You know, when we started anything, I told you, I said the government need to come clean. I used to be singing song, hey, the government need to come clean. Government need to come clean. So there's another one, I'm telling you, the government needs to come clean with traffic management. How is it? Under the arrangement that existed prior to traffic management, the country used to benefit more. But then for a short period, the MDMC PPP contract with the Ministry of Transport was for 9 years. And then the government of Liberia used to benefit more just for 9 years. After 9 years, we can decide what we want to do, we change it, right? But then this government has entered into an arrangement with LTM for 25 years. Remember the way the world was before, that's how you're looking at. The children came into the Liberia, the children as young as 14-year-old, they finish high school. It tells you how fast the population is gearing up. So to entrap us for 25 years in a deal, right? That will see a child that gets born today, 2026, will be an adult, will be a master degree, holder, or even 2 or 3 master degree, right? Before Liberia can have a chance to review the LTM contract. This is not only robbing Liberia today, but this is robbing the future of Liberia. Now, then, even when those children who will be turning 25 and grown up and having the responsibility now to lead the future of this country, shall have had the opportunity to review LTM, but then the terms and conditions, the financial, and the revenue sharing agreement between LTM and Liberia is more advantageous to LTM in that it will make LTM super rich at the close of 2025 to be able to grab and beat their way through the system again, leaving the population then or the leaders then with very limited opportunity to fixing whatever that may be wrong with the LTM arrangement. Because that's what the reviews are for. So that the adjustment will be made to conform with current day reality. So the screw is tightened in ways that Liberia will be hard to get out of this. Similar to the APM terminal, the Metex. Metex caused people to lose their job. I mean, Moda is jobless now. He's passing around, right? Because of Metex. The politics was so deep, right? Now I'm a good friend, the port director, never talks about Metex anymore. Jojo Bwaka, Katumu Bwaka, and they never talk about Metex anymore. Metex is cool. Metex is okay now. Because Metex, the arrangement was so bad with Metex, so it made them super rich. So when you come to power, you need money. It's difficult for you to, radically reform it. They will bribe you. They will coerce you. This is exactly what they did. And that's how LTM will be 25 years later. We're telling you again today, telling you. It's a dangerous deal. This is not a rescue mission. This is a dangerous entrapment disguised as rescue. And the old man seems very clueless, absolutely clueless. And then people can just do anything they feel like doing, and they go to him public. Somebody just look at what they did to Nuka. Group of gangsters just went, they just pour all kind of things, they put it on the woman, right? Other people there, but because the woman is not in the clique, they pour in the web the more. Look at what they did to Nafa. The reason I talk about Nafa because these are people who believe that they can cherry pick on who to talk to, who to deal with. So it's up to them. And whatever happened with them, that's the business. But the unfairness of what happened we have to see it. So when the state is now working the way it should, that's how you see these super non-state actors behind the scene affecting or manipulating state structures to their personal benefit. And then the burden, we share the burden going forward. And even those that are in power now, when they leave power, they start to feel it, right? And that Snowden were around the Sunday APN terminal deal. Fast forward, Snow has expressed his regret. But when they were, sharing the thing and doing it, it was a good thing. They all passed it, they were laughing. So bad deeds can haunt the country. When we say, oh, you're fixing, they say they want BRAP, or someone refuse. We say, we're not taking BRAP from LTM. Refuse. They do everything. We say, we're not taking. We won't. But we just get our voice to talk, to be on the record. They both do. They will have their will. But again, we'll come back. So let me read this. LTM concession negative revenue impact. This is from the LRA. This is the LRA, the Commissioner General's opinion on the LTM from the revenue perspective. Says LTM concession negative revenue impact. First of all, it's not about whether you like LTM or you like MDMCO, but looking at the issue now, we say we're not discussing president, discussing the issue. It has a negative revenue impact. Quickly. Okay. Concession agreement, I'm just jumping into it, so I'll go quickly because of time. Concession agreements are multifaceted instrument that requires careful crafting to ensure they serve their intended purpose of facilitating public infrastructure while safeguarding the interests of all parties involved. Safeguarding the interests of all parties involved. But in this instant case, the interest of Liberia is not safeguarded, right? All parties involved, especially the government and its people, especially what the government and its people. But in this LTM case, it's LTM and the big sharks that are connected with it. They are not a one size fits all solution, but when executed well, can be a powerful catalyst for social progress or societal progress. It delves into the concession between the government of Liberia and the traffic management, has identified numerous reasons will not serve as a powerful, has identified numerous reasons why it will not serve as a powerful catalyst for societal progress. I read that again. A careful dive and review of the government of Liberia contract with the Liberia traffic management team has identified numerous reasons why it will not serve as a powerful catalyst for societal progress. The Auditor General says that. They know how to get a document. They keep it in the get it. The Auditor General says that to them. And if you have a private relationship with Double Jala, ask him originally what was his opinion about LTM. This is it. The government ignores it because there are certain elements powerful they're benefiting. Should the country enter into an arrangement for 25 years only to benefit a few people because they're closer to power or the children of the president? Should that be the case, fellow Liberians? Let's leave the fact that, people are protesting to transport, didn't get job, this, that, blah, 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 and all of us say, it's sweet for them. No, but beyond that, we need to look at the impact of public policy and the basis by which or for which these policies are being shoved down the throat of our country, and that's going to go, because we are the one going to suffer the pain. It's our money that's going to be taken, extorting, broad extortion, and not to the benefit of the country, but to the benefit of a few. Right? With no societal progress, instead, will undermine the government's desire to improve the livelihood of its citizenry due to potential revenue loss fairly estimated at US 102 million over the term of the contract. Labor stand to lose 102 million from LTM under the evaluation that they've done. Labor will lose 102 million. They say Labor will win, but Labor will be losing 102 million. But you still have people who are championing LTM. Say LTM, my man, the government already decided let LTM go. Me, I'll be a critic to LTM for as long as they exist in Liberia. I will criticize them. I will condemn them. I will always flag the issue. Anybody get anything with LTM, send it to me. Yeah, the day you arrest me, you give me ticket, you do whatever. I'll know say you're abusing the law, and all of that. But I will be a critic because this is a bad deal. This is a terrible deal. This is a terrible thing. What kind of country? Do you see Ghana? Will Ghana sign that kind of agreement? Will Sierra Leone sign it? Will Guinea sign it? You see why all the other countries, the leader they can respect Baka? You see why the people can take Baka serious? They can say Ghana. They can say Ghana. You remember one time they say Ghana president invite Baka. We go see the same minister to go talk with Baka. While the president will go in Turkey. You remember that instant? Nobody can respect, right? They say Guinea president invite Baka. Guinea said one minister to go receive Baka. Sat him down for hours and came and sat down with him for 5 minutes. That they respect. Because the way you can do your own thing, you're not exemplifying, that kind of thing. Right? $102 million to reach this conclusion, a comparison of the revenue sharing ratio provided for under the current PPCC, the PPC, right? Contract between the government of Liberia and the Modern Development and Management Corporation, or MDMC, versus the concession agreement between the government of Liberia and the Liberia Traffic Management, or LTM, for the same non-tax revenue instrument, motor vehicle registration and plates and driver license issuance. So we're just doing comparative analysis from a revenue perspective, and then we see whether this one year is better or they want better in terms of, because what the government raised as revenue is what the government put back into your life. Somebody say, oh, because you go stand online and then in less than 5 minutes, give me. No, that's not how you can't benefit. The other man can do it. Just tell the man, say, upgrade your system, you will do it the same way. Now, let's come to the chart. Number 1, instrument, motor vehicle, driver license, and term. That means the duration of the contract. GOL. The first bracket, we're looking at GOL and MDMC. Under GOL MDMC contract, right? On motor vehicle, the government of Liberia receives 55%, while MDMC on motor vehicle registration receives 45%. The government is receiving 10% higher than the contracting company that does everything. But still, when you raise the revenue, you give off, the government take 55% of that. What are you the one printing it? That you the one buying the machine? That you the one buying the this? That you paying the staff? Right? You take 45. Government will not doing nothing, but because we the government and we the one get you the authority to do it, when you finish doing all that, when you finish spending all the money, you get everything, right? You give 55%. Wasn't that a win? That was a win. Then you come to driver lesson, government of Liberia and MDMC. Driver lesson, government of Liberia is taking 60%. That means every $1 you on the money you pay for driver license, government of Liberia are taking 60 cents, while MDMC are taking 40 cents. Right? Government of Liberia are getting 60 cents on every $1, while MDMC are getting 40 cents. And the contract that the government signed under this term was just for 9 years. After 9 years, we'll go back, we'll look at it. When we'll not sell it, we'll say, they think you're making too much money. You know what? Okay, government will take 75%. You'll take the one. You don't like it, you'll go. By that time, they already established, they'll be forced to agree. Right? This was the contract CDC signed. This was the contract CDC were working with. Right? But they say CDC damaged the country. But then the people who came to face the country and rescue the country, look at their own contract they signed. GOL LTM. motor vehicle registration, government of Liberia, right? We that get it, I almost said thing. Government of Liberia, 30%, right? So, government of Liberia getting 55% first. But under the rescue government on contract, government of Liberia percentage drop from 55% to 30%. Then, under the rescue government on company they brought, the LTM, the Lebanese people company, the Lebanese people say they will take 70%. But the Liberian company under the CDC government was taking 45%. And you see how we can be unfair to our own Liberian. And I don't think it's being unfair, but the country need money. We're a poor country, right? So they get a man 70%. And they men not doing anything extra. They duplicating plate. But we'll come to that another day. So you will be the judge. Then we'll come to driver license. Under driver license, government of Liberia again, 30%. LTM, 70%. What that means is that on every $1, LTM, the company will take 70 cents. And then Liberia take what? 30 cents. In your own country. Then, the one that is even more hurting, as terrible as this is, for us to even have the opportunity to change the law, right? They impose it for 25 years. For 25 years, fellow Liberian. Is this a rescue government to you? Does it look like one? Is this a rescue government? Let's take call on it. 0776 104 104 0886 500 104. We'll take a few calls and we'll come back. We'll talk about the French government slap in the face of Baka. No contact, 0 man. Right? We'll talk about that. Right here. Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you so much for this topic. My name is Joseph Kisner Jr. and I drive with Passion Amana.
Go ahead.
You know, when it comes to this traffic management team, for some of us who have car and have those vehicles running on the street, we are planning a massive, when we say massive demonstration against this company. We will make sure they will leave this country. They are going to leave. And one of the things I want to ask is that I want to know if this contract that was signed went through the House of Ratification. We really want to know. Because we will not sit there and allow these guys to come and rob us. They are getting tickets randomly. Sometimes we look at it, give you $100 tickets on the $5 tickets to be the driver.
That 25 year, my brother. Rescue, give it 25 year. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Thomas Eva. I'm calling you from EAWA Pinsville. Yeah, I don't know how we got here. Sometimes when I sit and think, I can wonder why Liberians allow themselves to have been deceived by Mr. Baka and his conglomeration of criminals. Can you imagine during 2023 election, we told our brothers and sisters to vote their conscience? Voting their conscience meant there were lots of significant developments that Mr. President George Monewia CDC administration were carrying on. We told our people to vote your conscience, don't be deceived by the God's lies and propaganda. But unfortunately for us, I believe that Baka used a demonic channel of people and they reneged on everything we told them.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning. Imagine. Good morning. Yeah, giving up 55% for 30%. Who does that? Where? Good morning. Let's hear you.
Yes, Daddy, how old is Daddy? How old I didn't even get over? You said the start of this for the country. The vote for 55, right? 25% difference gives the people 70%. The vote gives the people 45%. They say the vote for the country. I didn't want to fight in the country, but I'm not going to see about us in this country. But we, on the other side, I mean, we are not part of this country. We're reckless of operation private. That was anything good. That was Thomas for the country.
All right. Thank you very much. I don't know what my mail will come 9 o'clock. I mean, you're studying at 9 o'clock. If you come here, if you're not coming, then so we'll tell you what to do. But go ahead, my friend. You're live. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, my dear brother.
Go ahead, my brother.
Yes, let me say happy belated Ramadan to you.
Thank you.
And my news first political data economy. According to this voting for the Congress is important. Let me appreciate you guys for continuing to put the African people upon the reckless thing weakening of this government. Any government that has power that does not have the interest of the people, that government is not still a money government. You look at the people's interest. You cannot look at the masses of people who are supposed to be jobbing, who have families supposed to be in a family, and then you take that's a technical portion for them and you give it to Lemonade to prevent investing in Lemonade coming up in our own ability, who even can be a footer for you. You know, some of our friends were at our ministry, we were debating actually the issue in 2023. They were telling all about the day when we party, they can be calling our own leader within the state. The government have marginalized them. Mr. Parker is not serious to improve this country. It's not serious. It's not in the interest of the Liberian people, young people, and language. And rather, you see the mayor now, the dead is coming the whole ministry now. The ministry actually ministry have been all the formula because the day-to-day activity of that area is the figure of education in lessons. These are the day-to-day activity where the violence that we don't follow.
Maybe I'm missing a minute. If we get time for the how you call it, the price, the transportation fare, and the minute he really no need whatever they get well too. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu. How you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah, this is Edmond Carr, and I'm the visually impaired that are pushing for the return of President Weah on the 29th. You know, and the one frustrating thing about it is that the MDNC, they were employing and making Liberian people to work. But this one, they are just sitting there, rubber stamp, nothing is happening. So why you give more to the foreign company for when the impact cannot be felt? Why did you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Because normally when you are bringing a company in the country, that company should be capacity to give more job to the Liberian people to benefit. But for one thing, you take the job from the people, you let them in the ministry and give it to the traffic management team. They are taking more money away with them, and they are not employing Liberians. So where are we with this? But they will take the ice in the question. You say we score the place. How are you sitting there? Look at the year, 25 years. So the next government that will come to power, automatically, they should not have the opportunity to be able to easily change it. That's what they can do. Look at the hotel we talk about RIA. They say, yeah. Look at free food. They say, plus, yeah. So that's what they will always do to straighten it. People go, but yeah, I let us stay to the travels and KK and whatsoever. You know, sometimes we got to teach these people that we too, we are surviving all these kinds of operations. When it's gonna be happening, you're supposed to cut off all traffic activity. 2 to 3 days, the government will be able to go back to the negotiation table to discuss.
I mean, what the men will be eating when the men park their car for 3 days? What will be eating? My man, the country how?
Sometimes you do some of these things for your future. You know what?
The economy I understand. The economy that help them more. They want the also today. So that's why they didn't get a report money. It can be hard. So the men are going to go today. The guy go 3 days. I mean, I agree. People got to be able to sacrifice.
So, which one do you go for?
Okay.
You go
for. Thank you very much, Edmond. I'm sorry I have to hold you there because of time, right? And so we will keep talking about it. Right now, at this point, the government said that traffic management they agree with. So we all agree. But then the thing is, we forced to pay because that's what they're doing. You're forcing us. We don't like it. You're forcing us to deal with them. Right? And right now they get issued. Y'all know traffic management people get issued, right? But next week I will tell you that one. I will bring it up. I'll tell you what is happening. They having issue among themselves now on the same revenue sharing bill. But we'll get the full gist on Monday will also inform you. So you take the country money, your heart, your option. Then to share your money yourself again, you're fighting money yourself. You can go on the right way. But they stay aware the audacity to call themselves a rescue government. Okay, so folks, you are the judge. You be able to make the judgment and see whether they are or not. But we just put them against the standard and allow you the opportunity to run your own judgment. So let's come home to this diplomatic. There's no noise about diplomat. We're handling the thing diplomatically. We're handling the thing diplomatically. Let's come to that and see whether this is exactly what diplomatic, dealing looks like. First of all, from the beginning of this week, we started seeing publications. Actually, to be fair, I've not seen any official note from the government saying, but the media organization quoted sources from the executive mansion, I think the executive mansion, that's what they said. That was still not very clear. But the fact that the government too has not come to clarify it, to say no, that means they knew what they were doing. Maybe it was a try and error stuff. So, Front Page Africa, today's headline reads, French president declines President Bouakar's request to mediate Guinea-Liberia border dispute. Okay. So, judging by this, and let's just hold all factors constant and see that, yes, what the government said, that they were diplomatically handling the thing is true. So then what does that mean for that effort? Right? What does this mean for the effort, the diplomatic effort? Failure, right? So the government will not want to accept that. So they may most likely come out to say that they did not do any kind of direct engagement with Paris. Don't be surprised when you hear that, because the government always refusing to accept the fact that they're a failure. They don't. And that's how, because the result from Conakry on our side of the border is a failure, they did not want to take that. They don't want to accept. They got pota on their grade sheet, but they don't want to accept it. So they always find a way to run around it. And that's how they decide to do that. But I have held consistently, based on what is available, that no. The government, when the government say we dealing with diplomatically or diplomat, they finish exhausting that though. What they meant to you was, when the situation ensued, as some of us were saying that, send army people, go stand, put people there to the gun. Citizens were saying, get our gun, we won't go fight for our land. The government was saying, no, we will not take that approach. We will rather take the diplomatic approach. Whenever I'm having this kind of conversation, I like to be very sober with it so that people understand it. Right? So that's what the government meant. That other route that you want to take, we will not take that. We will not support you on that. We want to use the diplomatic approach. We want to solve the matter not through heightened confrontation or escalation. That is it, you're leafy. So say, oh, get our gun. You saw the young children taking machete, will fight for our land, blah, blah, blah. I said, no, that's not the approach we want to take, because that approach is not structural, it's not orderly, it's not procedural, it does not, there is no charter, there is no framework that supports that as the means to resolute border dispute or misunderstanding. We are members of the United Nations. There's a United Nations charter. There's a United Nations article that speaks to how countries are supposed to do it. So we are using that, which was beautiful, versus what others wanted the government to do. So now, and the government did trigger that. I like to say the government actually triggered that. So how did they? The government dispatched a team to Conakry, besides the Francis Sakila Numale team. The Francis Sakila Numale team was at the local level when they were trying to handle it. The first Sakila Numale for the 3-man team that went to Gekedu was at the local level. But then it was after that, because the way the Guinea operated, they needed to call Conakry, and apparently they did not share many. So they needed to keep enforcing the command. So then Monrovia now saw the need that since the local level engagement has not yielded result, this is absolute diplomacy, right? Since the local level has not, let's take it at the advanced level. But you can't just jump and send president, right? So a delegation from the ministry goes there, an envoy goes there. Then our embassy in Conakry will coordinate with the foreign ministry there. And they will start to have high-level conversation around the situation. Because the same way, the guys to the border on the Guinea side, they're sending cable to Conakry, the same way our people there. So our people already have their information. So the Guineans then they go there. So the meeting of the mind takes place. And they come out to different positions. They talk about it. Everybody present their stuff. But that platform is not the platform to make decision. So that first engagement in Conakry, when our delegation went there, they are not the platform to make decision. They are the platform to discuss, right? And have the conversations and bring it up. Then, respectively, they will go back to their seniors. So our people came back to Monrovia. When they came back, that culminated into the tripartite meeting in Conakry on the 16th of March. Then our president needed to go, Bill needed to go, and of course, Doumbouya was there. The one they met. That was the diplomatic engagement the government sorted and executed, right? The one they met. When they met in Conakry, there was no dialogue, as per what our government reported to us. When they met in Conakry, they came back. The president's first interview he granted sounded like everything was under control, and they have come out to a uniform position on the matter, and they recognize that the three countries are sisterly and they have got too many things in common, and there is no need to be confrontational nor go to war. So they're going to maintain peace, they're going to maintain order, and they're going to ensure that the border community remain cohesive. That was a conclusive finding from the diplomatic process that resulted or resolved the matter at the border. You understand? But they did not come back from Conakry to say there'll be another round. If there was another round of engagement planned, then that means the meeting ended in deadlock. Then prior to that meeting now, you can come back and use other diplomatic channels. That's when you probably, okay, let's call Macron. Let's call Ouattara. Let's call Assimi Goïta from Mali. Let's call this other person, right? So these people will be calling on Conakry now to water down Conakry stance, so that when the second round of meetings are held, then Conakry will be sober based on the diplomatic extended, window that you've already used. So when you go there now, the men who are tough in the first meeting become soft, and then quietly you push your team through without fighting, without any noise, blah, blah, blah. You come from there, you shake hands, you go back to your respective country, right? And everybody goal is achieved, then the situation returns to normal. But no, our government said the conclusion they made in Conakry on the first round of discussion was conclusive. They agree. The terms are okay. And that's how they came. They were Jew, blah, blah, but we're not. So when citizens started to raise issue and not pleased with that conclusion, in the midst of that, we saw a report that, Moira is calling Conakry to create a picture as if to say there are engagement or still going on. No. Basically, that is to what? Bad time. And understanding that Liberia is a society where we move past issues very fast, very quickly. So let's keep buying time. By the time we go 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, people will be okay, the thing will go down, and then everything will fix itself. When in actuality, that was not the case. It was proven yesterday. Right? So this morning, yes, the publication. So French president declines President Bouakar's request to mediate Guinea-Liberia border dispute. Macron says French President Emmanuel Macron has reportedly declined a direct appeal from President Joseph Boakai to intervene in the escalating border dispute between Liberia and Guinea, according to multiple sources. You think you think you want to accept that? Because this is a big slap. So then we start to ask, oh, but why? Why do you think Macron has declined or is refusing to help Liberia? When our government saw Macron as the best man to deal with Conakry and resolve the thing once and for all. The reported decision underscore what senior Liberian officials describe as a carefully measured posture by Paris, reflecting both the evolving geopolitical reality in West Africa and France's increasingly cautious engagement in dispute involving Francophone states. So before making the engagement, this is also a failure on the part of our diplomatic staff. First of all, you should have seen the relationship between Conakry and Paris, Macron and Doumbouya, and the relationship between France and Guinea. What is it? You should rest your engagement on certain strength. Because you don't want to hit and come back. You gotta see something, yeah. It's just like ordinarily, you see, when there's a problem, you say, no, the person can listen to the person. You show that the person can listen to the person because you have recording go there. So that means people didn't even do their homework. If this is even true that they actually engaged Macron, they didn't do their homework. So is that a mark of a brilliant, seasoned diplomat or foreign minister, or a mark of a rookie, an elementary, beginner diplomat? So some of us have not even gone into active service and all of that and stuff, just the theory and thing. How you do that? You do your homework, you jump because the North on you. So, fellow Liberians, I'm saying this to tell you that there was no such meeting. There was no such engagement. It didn't happen. Right? Because if it did, the authorities right here up the hill there, the French embassy, will be well in the know, and they'll be dealing with Conakry, their counterparts in Conakry. Right? They'll be taking note here, they'll be exchanging things, blah, 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 and what have you. They'll be exchanging things and what have you, but that wasn't actually the case. So now, the next development we are hearing, Rachel Kuhn, after giving for the 8 hour, and for the 8 hour elapsed, he said he called a meeting in the place. So let's go to yesterday's publication to prove why I believe strongly and firmly that the government had no diplomatic engagement. Diplomatic engagement concluded a fail. A fail in keeping with what Liberian expected. Liberian did not expect the Guinean to be on this side, expected them to be across. But the agreement they made in Conakry, that communique they signed, you got to tear that communique and go back for another communique that will see the Guinean go across on their side of the border. That is the communique that Liberians will accept as success or victory. But any communique that have them come on this side is not. The village people scared. They run away from their villages. 13 villages empty right now. This is the heart of failure. But how come to that? So Liberia deepening border dispute with Guinea has entered a new phase. This is yesterday's publication. Right? The unfolding situation has drawn a convergence of voices from executive, the legislature, and international partners, all emphasizing restraint, diplomacy, and national unity as tension persists along Liberia's northern frontier. France ambassador to Liberia, Isabelle Isabelle Legulec confirmed Tuesday that Monrovia has initiated contact with Paris, acknowledging that President Bouakar's outreach to President Macron is now known within diplomatic cycle. As I said, he is a diplomat. However, she cautioned that France is still in the process of determining its official position. I need to get instruction from the government of France because I don't know exactly how France feels. The woman will say confirm, then the woman say, I don't even know how France feels. So they think, why you're asking me, I need to call France because as a diplomat, you can't just talk off your head, right? You need to call head office. You need to call home. So I need to do that to know how France feel. That will inform what I can say about this and that. Ambassador Legulec said, I am told your president, right? This is the most striking part. I am told, right? In quotation. So then the question becomes back home. This is a hearsay narrative. You don't do hearsay in diplomacy, right? It is a very authoritative view, very accurate, very fact-based. So I am told, your president, Joseph Boakai, I am told, but I cannot confirm. I am told that what I'm told, but I don't know. Right? That's what I'm told. I'm told that your president, Joseph Boakai, have contacted or reached out to French president on the situation. I am told, but I do not know. Right? I am not aware, but I am told. If we can help, like the Economic Community of West African State or the African Union, to stop the dispute peacefully, we will. If we can help, we will. Of course. We are friends of Liberia. We are friends of Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Cote d'Ivoire. Liberia has been at war, blah, 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 she said. So, the point I'm trying to make is that, and I'm trying to bring home for all of you, is that no matter how you put it, how you carry it, the president has messed up. Disastrously messed the whole thing up. And there must be men enough to come out and say, this was what we thought as the best resolution of the matter. And what is that? To concede or to cede to Guinea's request, right, of coming across the river. But they're coming across the river is because they do not believe that we can provide protection against illegal mining in the Makona River. So we say, okay, but I will not do anything to, no, okay, no problem, but then you'll come there. So we'll tell our people they will come up. We'll tell our people they will come up. So see the thing going down, small people feeling tired, even the old man. So before the weekend, next week, for now, next week, Friday, it is most likely, right, that the old man are talking, oh, we get sleeping place, our farm thing, blah, blah, blah. They will go and collect all their resting that in the place. They will go and collect everything and bring it to them wherever they are. And the thing will go down. Keep lying to the people. It will stay long later before the people will start raising issue. Oh, the government came here, the Guinea Island, they promised that they were going to do this. They didn't do it. They say they were going to kill it. And later on, we hear that story. It's a problem you feel, your people. And instead of focusing on this, right, you are rather threatening to arrest. You are rather threatening citizens' right to free speech, to forming their opinion, to speaking to the issues. That is, for me, the last kick of a dying horse. Those talking are not the problem. Those who were on the table, who ceded to Guinea, are the problems. And that's what Liberians need to understand. They are the problem. So we double dare anybody. We double dare anybody that will arrest one person in this country, say because they discuss, we double dare anybody. Because you know what? The country is a country of law. Can't just wake up and arrest people, you say. Oh, so if anybody needs to be arrested, those that went Conakry, that they don't need to be arrested. For what? For giving Liberia land all to Guinea. So all the other things you're doing in the time, you're trying to create situation, blah, 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 all the one are distraction. Just stop wasting energy on unnecessary things. You can't change anything. You can't redo anything. You can't remake history. It's not possible. Right? What you can do is to focus on the issue at bay, right? And deal with it in keeping with what the realities are. And what is the reality now? The reality is that elements from this government that was supposed to be a rescue government opted, right, to exploit an opportunity they had to mine sand for construction in the local communities in Foya, to what? Using that opportunity to illicit mine, to carry out illicit mining on a river that's shared between two countries. Then you leave that one. You're focusing on the reckless, irresponsible, useless, right, and despicable attitude of these officials. And you are not exerting efforts to uncover who they are and prosecute them. You're not doing that, right? And the Senate that was briefed is not focusing on that. You know what the Senate tried to do? It's on a party play to dilute this conversation and shield the corporates. The Senate now put up a report to ban people from contesting in election. But wait, we're getting the Senate on the other one. Then we won't know who they sat on that committee to recommendation to ban other people from election. Then we'll start going in there fighting. How dare you come recommendation and say to ban other people who are contesting election? For what? For the very same old thing you did. Oh, okay, you are hiding yourself. You say start your limitation, right? Start your limitation pass. So you buy free now. Then you can be a demagogue to deny and disenfranchise all of Liberians, right? Oh, what was not good to be applied to you, now you can apply it on other people, right? How dare you? For people to think that, oh, because today they are in power, then because they are in power, they can use and abuse power to the disadvantage of other citizens. It's unfortunate. When power is supposed to be used for the collective well-being of the society, that each and every other person benefits directly, and of course, the disposition of justice is fair, objective, and impartial. Do we see that today? No, absolutely not. Very partial, selective, right? Execution of the law. So we'll audit and bring your own audit reporting also too. Your audit reporting will bring it also. Then we'll apply the same ban. You will not contest. And I like that. That's the best way to face the country. So we'll do all the audit from Ellington all the way to now. And all of you that will be held corporate in any report, no one will be allowed to contest for public office. Let's have that, let's have that position. Then the how we'll clean the country of all the criminals. Then we'll set a precedent as a country for those of the for political office and stuff, right? They know, because when you try it, when you are caught, you no longer serve in public office again. That's how we're supposed to do it. But you can't do all that. You select from 2018 to 2023. Is that not targeting? Is that how you run a country? So you're creating a vicious cycle. So when these other people shall have come to power any other day, then they limit, right? They limit the government fight against corruption to a particular set of people. It shouldn't be that way. It should be collective. It should affect everybody. So we say, okay, you know what, as a country, we're ready now to fix the country. We're ready to fix Liberia. We're ready to get over all this thing, right? recycling politician, recycling criminal. When the man there, he steal. When he leave from there, he become this, blah, blah, blah. So, let go. And you not serve before? Where? Finance. You not serve as what? This, to the other place. You not serve, okay. GSC, you're going to be basic. Please do a comprehensive audit of each and every agency from Ellington. You do the first step from Ellington first term or second term. Then we are first term. And then Boakai. You clear the book. Get all of them. Then we do a general recommendation. Mr. President, and of course the people of Liberia, anybody who are recommending to make it a law, anybody caught in any of these audit reports, even the legislators, lawmakers, anybody, no of them must be allowed to hold public office anymore in this country. Then we face a country problem right there. At the time you will know, say, that time now will be all to have the skill to know among CDC people and UP people who not steal from the country more. We have never said, the criminal on every side. But the very people that have caused this country more stealing to start to make themselves like angels is the one that we are refusing to allow the Liberian people to be deceived on. And you understand? So now, we come back. The repetition of the government is important. The way you carry out yourself, the way you do things. Look at this. This is an embarrassing picture for the country. For the people who said they are diplomatically organized, they're inclined, they redefine Liberia, on the global stage, they are respected, right? To pursue the intervention of a war, a global superpower in a border dispute, and then they get slapped in the face. This is not a George Weah government being denied. This is a rescue government with Sarah Beslow-Yanti as foreign minister after saying that she has got all of the connection, all of the contact and the repetition, and then she gets slapped. No. Isn't that an irony? It's absolutely ironic for the very people who tell us every day that right now, when you mention Liberian name, Liberia can go anywhere. When you say Liberia, people will be cleaving to you, running. They want to make, they do everything. And then they see people. Just a small, less Solomba thing. You take to Macron. Macron said no. Macron said no. People are unserious. Who are you? We don't even know you. No contact. Let all the friend lady in America having serious global conversation. Why are una friend lady? She's saying that in Moreira, right? Waiting for B Martin to send their own envelope. Waiting for LTM to send their own envelope. Waiting for the other person to send their own Metec to send their own envelope. Hold there, you reduce the government to envelope government. Yeah. So how are you going to make inroads in this process? You invited this disgrace and disrepute on this country, right? When you opted, right, to bootleg a narcissist and, of course, a dictator in the making who took power through unorthodox means, undemocratic means, and you gave currency to the man. You allow our decent country to be a place of support for a military junta, for a military takeover. When Guineans were crying against the scourge of misrule and undemocratic practices, right? You open the door for 10 pickups. For 10 pickups, Mr. President, and then you can't join and say you're having diplomatic, right? Were you all not here? The president himself is right here. Let me play it and then I'll take a few calls and then we can talk to Arvin. Let me play the man say, like I say, my winner across the river. The man say, hey, your team, problem between Liberia and Guinea. You know, back on when you go big and then you get it in your whole man can change. They start talking sweet talk. They may talking sweet talk. Say you always say problem between Liberia and Guinea. You know what you're making reference to? Between during the CDC era and Mr. Weah presidency, based on the way Doumbouya took power in Guinea, he was categorical. He's a supporter of democracy. He condemned it just as he did in Burkina Faso, just as he did in Mali, right? And called for the transition to civilian rule. So he wanted to prove that he does not support that. So he said, those are who say, oh, problem between Liberia and Guinea, they're not true. Let me give me 10 people. Can you imagine?
It's a mistake, no conflict. Yesterday,
is it a mistake you're making? No conflict.
If you're angry and you're take action.
No. Not this. Quickly.
Guinea is a mistake, no conflict. Yesterday, the head of Guinea sent me 10 pickups. They just arrived yesterday morning.
Head of Guinea sent me 10 pickups. That who Doumbouya. That who taking the Solomon Doumbouya. That who carry Baka to Conakry and getting rape paper in not doing nothing. Doumbouya. Who did it? That Doumbouya. That Yeke, no. That Freedom Event, no. That Doumbouya. Who get 10 pickups? Doumbouya. Let me take calls and then Alvin Wissa will talk about the Yake Koluba thing and other scenarios right here on the big station. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104 are the numbers to call. Michael say he too busy and he too busy using your time for other things. So you stop lying on him. You got nothing to do with you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, quickly, 30 seconds.
Yeah, thank you very much for the talk show. You see, this particular country will already realize something. We know that Bagato is causing to use dance with the devil that he will dance to win like presidency, and he did it. So then why else will be thinking of the Liberia? So the thing that we see today that what really he was thinking out and that what happening now.
All the things going through that because 10 pick up. Good morning, let's hear you.
Good morning. My name is Thomas Lumeni Eva calling from EWSPU. Thank you so much for your discussion. Mr. Bouaka spoke his own presidency, but he already get to know it, and then he decided to become a dictator. He knows that the whole world is watching his leadership. We expected Mr. Bouaka to have governed this country as a responsible old man, but instead he decided to act like a dictator. Now here it is now to be nobody to help him. He knows very well that Mr.
Everybody telling you about the old man. They didn't look inside. Good morning. Morning.
Yeah, I'm going for Ghana.
Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, interesting here. Of France know that he is a sovereign nation. And he will not therefore decide between a sovereign state when it comes to land issue. And you remember doing the issue when
but the way everybody telling the about on the president, nobody won't help the man. What happened?
Yeah, because when the removal of the former speaker on the airport of came to intervene and they say that was the sovereign state, so they do not allow them. So that was the diplomatic and
thank you very much. Good morning. Yeah, second to the last. Good morning. Go ahead.
My baby from Tasha was fine.
My baby.
Yeah, the popular CDC from Western. I'm talking about Abu.
Yeah, the Abu. The Abu.
The people now, they're not kind of better for us. But how do I get in my chest? It's a story of get I have in my chest. They will finish up that particular.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sorry, I have to hold it there. This one is coming in. Dependable nephew is in hot water. Henry Costa, the mining Mongo, the rescue money Mongo, the mining nephew. They just joined, start giving money lesson to everybody. So this is reported by journalist Charles B. Yates. It's a breaking news. Henry P. Costa is in hot water from mining partners and workers. As one of his partners demand payment share, Costa was forced to make a commitment to pay his partner money before March 27, 2026. It is like the mining sector isn't paying off well for Costa. A video and promissory note is attached. But this story, I think I told somebody about it. It was coming, right? One of Costa's right-hand booty resigned and left. The money did not work. The play Costa, he angry, he pissed, right? Debt hanging all over him. One of the men, real booty, went somewhere. I get some stuff. So we were looking for a manager. The man go apply. I go to conduct the interview now. Then I saw the man. I said, "Oh, how the money people can apply for this small job? I had 350 job." But we'll talk about that, right? Come stop on Liberia. We come back. We take our guest right here on the big station. Freedom 87.9.
There are crimes in many places, in every community, you know. You can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hands for your authority. Let it not take your of it. Crime stop right here for us. We need safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor. If you see a you not talking, I mean you check. Do it for safety. If you see it, don't keep it. I'm a part of the stop people bringing safety to your door. Stop it, cry and make it peace for them before. Stop from the center to interior. Keeping us safe, let's stop it, crime for all of us. Stop people bringing safety to your door. Stop it, cry and make it peace for them before. Stop Liberia from the center to interior. Keeping us safe, let's stop it, crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stop it, cry and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Keeping us safe, let's stop it, crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, people bringing safety to your door. Crime stop it, cry and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Keeping us safe, let's stop it, crime for all of us.
Okay, Crime Stopper Liberia. Welcome back to the final lap of the conversation right here on Freedom 87.9. Our friend Avin, good morning. You're no stranger here, so how are you this morning?
Good morning, Abu. And let me say good morning to Liberians and our fellow partisans, seditionists, well-wishers, and sympathizers of the indomitable, mighty coalition for democratic change we're following. And it's a great honor always to be here at your invite to speak to the consciences of the Liberian masses about happenings in the nation, the state and its people.
Okay, fair enough. And so, lots of things going on, but most importantly is what many pundits and analysts have considered an imminent, attack on Liberia's sovereignty, territorial integrity. But for some, it doesn't look like that yet. It's just a minor border issue. And I've heard people say, what if this is going to be the CDC era? How would the political opposition then responded to it? How would they treat it? So now today, you guys are the one in the political opposition. What is your perspective on everything that's transpired to begin with? Before we go to the specific, what is the general view, your overview of what's going on there? You're a student of politics, right? Political science to an extent, practically, right? You should have some understanding in these geopolitical matters, sub-regional or continental, what have you. So how do you view that? is it fair to say, oh, it's just a minor thing, two countries will fix itself? Is that something to worry about politically? Are you worried? I mean, politicians, do you see it as something concerning?
Yeah, it's actually concerning. Abu, Liberia of recent has won a seat at the United Nations General Security Council. You know, he has been on the news here the Bouakan's administration as non-permanent member on the Security Council. And what it means is that those who sit at that level are supposed to protect not just regional but global peace and security. And Liberia, being a member of the Security Council, has a very strong role to play in terms of providing security, not just nationally, like I said, regionally. And that cognizant about these kind of different alignments, we thought that the 42 years so-called most experienced president would have been very politically conscious and wise enough to be able to ameliorate or to find amicable solution so that we can reduce the tension, the geopolitical tension that is leading Liberia to the brink of democratic collapse. So the democratic collapse.
How is that?
I mean, if you have a fragile security system and a governance system, a very bankrupt governance system, very fragile governance system that cannot defend its territorial boundary, its national sovereignty, that does not hold to its statutory obligation in terms of protecting lives and properties, in terms of protecting the population and the citizenry. It has a propensity to create serious democratic collapse. It has a propensity to dampen the democratic gains that were made, not just by United Nations peace investment in Liberia, but also by previous governments that have taken more time to consolidate geopolitical alliances with regional countries, the Sierra Leone, like Guinea, the Africans, etc., etc.
So you think it's a security failure?
Well, it's a massive security failure, not just a security failure, but it shows how incompetent and how unsophisticated Mr. Bouakan is. But now,
why do you think that what is happening is a security failure?
Well, this is the president of the Republic of Liberia, Joseph Bouakan, has taken oath, prepared the Constitution of Liberia to protect the lives, the properties, the sovereignty, the territorial integrity, the geopolitical landscape of Liberia as far as its oath of office is concerned. That is what the Constitution says. And part of the protection has to do with security protection, regional protection, territorial protection, sovereignty protection. That's what the president took oath to do. When you are a president of the country, you are president. Your term of reference encompass, superintends, and supervise every other thing that borders around peace and security. Every other thing that borders around the territorial landscape, the territorial boundary, and the geopolitical perimeters of Liberia. This is how the president mandate is. It's a very huge mandate. It comes with responsibility. It comes with a huge investment in terms of going beyond, not just if you're president, you're not president for the Unity Party. You are president for the security officers. You are president for the immigration. So you have that flag. That's why you are the number one citizen in the country. So the flag that you carry behind you in your office, in petto masses, the Republic of Liberia, you carry the weight and the burden of the state, the peace and security, the survival of the citizenry.
I think the president doesn't know that.
But doesn't know that.
How?
What happened at the Guinea-Liberian border? It was at the consequence of a stupendous negligence. The consequence of a stupendous negligence being orchestrated by agents of Joseph Numa Bouakan that placed this country at the brink of democratic collapse. Unless, I'm not saying allegedly, Abu. We have that's not alleged.
Do you have
We have evidence, empirical evidence. We have facts.
But you've yet to display that evidence.
No, we're challenging the government.
The Secretary General of your party said that. It sounded like a smooth screen, and we haven't seen the evidence being made available.
This conflict that is beginning to turn Liberians into refugees on their own soil. It's beginning. Its foundation is embedded within the parochial interests of the macro-nationalists who are agents of Joseph Mabwaka.
Liberians are turning refugees. The government said that is part of gradual.
That's not gradual. That's not gradual. There's nothing but, and that's what I said to Lufians. If Lufians are following, if you are listening, it will be a disgrace to your sovereignty, to your Lufian. It will be a very big disgrace. Were you to accept anything that resembles Chikisu, Vita Pepper, miners, food and bread, and butter, what you want
what would you want them to do to take laws in
land was taken forcibly, and land should be given back to the people of Lufa County, the people like that.
So if that's the responsibility of the government. So you are transitioning that to the people? Or should the people get involved with
the responsibility? No, I'm saying the people will not be bamboozled or be cajoled by the government, by Timothy Fala, France and humanity, after extorting millions and exploiting millions of dollars, and want to use the people as political pawns. They will not subject themselves to becoming political pawns.
No, the government is working through processes, right? Do you agree? Or do you have a problem with the process and the approach the government is
any approach that will see the people as strong, the people must reject that categorically. People are Liberians are very conscious. Land was forcibly taken. Nowhere in this democracy, in this dispensation, the 21st century. Abu, when a foreign army comes on your land and takes down your flag, the flag symbolically represents the Republic of Liberia. That's why when a policeman wears, an immigration officer wears, whomever wears a flag, he or she carries the insignia, the flag, the country to represent the Republic of Liberia, the state, and the people thereof. So this is unprecedented in historical antecedents and the historical typology of Liberia's geopolitics for a foreign army to come and take down the flag of the Republic of Liberia and encroach on the land, confiscated and besiege the citizens to gunpoint. Liberians are on gunpoint. When a foreign army takes over the land, the citizens are on gunpoint. As I speak to you, the people are in panic mood. They're in fear. They're in crisis. They're in crisis.
It's a takeover now.
What does a junta do? What does a junta do?
The government said they're still engaged.
Why you're guessing? The government is an accomplice. The government is a co-auditor. The government is perpetrating this. The government is a mean actor, a conspirator against the very Liberian people and the people of Africa.
No. To say that you mean the government is willfully giving.
Willfully giving. You having foreign army going on the land and you carry TikTok ball, Inspector General Mr. Gregory Kumo to go play fun, to go take picture or engage into picture gallery and photo shooting. That was a mockery. That was a complete mockery into a national security threat. And the other country is moving with ammunition, weaponry, engaged, very fortified. And you carry TikTok ball to go to the border and go play fun. And you carry people like Timothy Fire, a rest of Rachel Pool, and then go over there to this Santa crossing and making mockery. It was a disgrace. It was a complete mockery. It was an affront to the residents, to the citizens of Lufa County. And I want to say, any balloon test mattresses and mayonnaise and Vita to you, you must categorically reject that. But this time, the Lufa Defense Force they're talking about,
the people need food.
The people do not need food, they need their land.
In the meantime, they need food.
No, they don't need temporary food, they need their land. Because land represents food. With land agriculture.
In the process of getting the land back, they need to be living.
The people cannot be bamboozled. The people cannot be cajoled. One of those days where we can use back already to settle serious national conflict, serious national matter. What we're discussing here, we're discussing land. We're not discussing back arrest. That's not the type of Vita. And that time of God, they put tissue and alcohol. We're discussing land that have resources on the soil of Liberia. We are discussing land that have water, that have minerals, that have diamond. We are discussing land that have agricultural environment where people can make farms and have the return of their investment. We are discussing land where Liberians have left over ancestral lands, historical lands. We're discussing land, traditional lands, cultural land. Yeah, the land that represent the culture of the Liberian people, that represent the dignity and honor of the Lutheran tradition and the Lutheran culture. That's the land we're talking about. Baka on his watchful ass sits here and want to erase that cultural historical relevance. He's the only president that will sit at the executive mansion and the Liberian flag being desecrated.
So when you say the government is trying to bamboozle the citizens, you mean they're just trying to use sweet words and pass around it and not address the core issues? Is that what you're trying to say?
Of course. The people say they want to learn. Then you go and carry one of the playful speakers in the history of Liberia there. And they passing around, the dancing kakaleka, the dancing muya muya, they over there, they dancing with the movie together. They go dancing together. Who together? Those guys have that gigantic structures in Monrovia and other places, Ghana and other places. The poor people do not have their homes.
You're talking about the terrorist speaker?
The terrorist, Pifala, Rachel Kuhn, all the lawmakers who went over there. They were celebrating in after ascertaining the facts around the matter, so they were celebrating. After taking what facts? So the Guinean army is still present. So what has changed then? What has changed?
Let's talk about the fact that they went there. Is it a matter of the legislature? Did it make sense for the legislature to be there? There's been this argument that they needed not to go there. Rather, they could sit right here and summon all these different agencies that are responsible instead of going there. Was it really justified?
The guys, they don't do that function. Their statutory and constitutional function. As the first branch of government, the first branch of government has been so out. The first branch of government is being caricatured by the president. It is a kangaroo and rubber-stamped legislature. It's a puppet strain of group of spineless lawmakers that are busy at the whims and caprices of Joseph Human work.
These are our lawmakers.
We got lawmakers. These are puppets. They are students and soldiers of the regime.
Do you mean it when you call them spineless? These are our lawmakers.
Who is Fala? Who is Humanity? It was because of the worker interest of Humanity to be Liberia is about to go to war. Too many people are interest on the Macron mirror. Those guys are very exploitative. They have taken their criminal attitude across Liberian borders, and today Liberia is going into a premature conflict.
Fala is spineless today?
Fala is not only spineless, but he's a political traitor.
Was he a spineless man?
I'm saying he's spineless now because you're a political traitor.
Why? Now, what about then?
Now, because we're discussing now, not discussing then.
No, I'm the history.
No, but we're not discussing.
No, maybe something has changed. That's what I'm asking.
No, we are saying
something changed.
What has changed?
I'm asking you.
You got to tell the audience.
No, I'm asking you. You should be telling the audience.
Fala is a spineless political element.
What Fala?
I don't want to think the first thing Fala has been spineless all the time. It's just a matter of time. We know people.
No, why he rolled and donned the CDC paraphernalia?
Those were just political showmanship. Fala is not ideological material that the CDC have.
Even when he was the CDC.
No, it's not ideological material that the CDC have trusted. He's a dollar disciple. We know Fala will read for dollar politics. We know that very well.
I might say some of you are bitter that Fala left.
Oh man, we don't know Fala is inconsequential.
So every time you have the opportunity, you got to take a shot at Fala.
With Fala isn't material. There were men who left the CDC before. Don't forget, 2011.
The CDC regret losing Fala.
No, I mean, Fala is infinitesimal. He's in miniature.
He was a scrum.
He is inconsequential. Fala is inconsequential.
Now, but then
Fala have lost the moral gravitas, the moral rectitude.
We're talking about Fala from this. No, but Fala, the man who lead. No, it's a blatant avalanche of sedition into the head.
Abu, there's a blatant fallacy for someone to insinuate. Blatant fallacy. For someone to insinuate that fallacy la CDC in the Rufa can't. I mean, it is disingenuous to not mention the name of the revolutionary caliber that Jefferson Taman Koji, one of the brilliant and finest revolutionary species who are now used so much on the media. It's all on the ground. Everything you see over there, fella, get straight in over there is the result of Johnson, Tamakoji, Brenda Koluba, and other progressive forces there. Don't be misled by fella. It's just a show eater. He just takes picture and parades with vehicle fleet. I mean, with fleet of vehicles. But in terms of the groundwork, the fighting forces, fella have no idea. For our tears like human, they took the revolutionary courage of Johnson Tamakochi to restore the dignity and sanity of the people of Lofa County.
Okay, there are concerns about the conspicuous silence of Fala as being the representative of Foya in this border dispute. What do you think?
I told you, he's an accomplished. He is a co-doer and co-conspirator against the people of Foya.
How do you mean?
Because of that disciple. He chases anything that benefits his personal aggrandizement. His belief in economic exploitation. The deal was to give him the resources, they take over the Makana River and the land of Alofa County be given back to the people, the Guineans. And that's what they are doing. That's why you see, Father, we make no noise. Father have said no significant position here on this matter.
What do you know about the BK Enterprise?
The BK Enterprise is a joint criminal enterprise that's been owned by Franklin Sagari Humani, the current Minister of Internal Affairs now.
He has denied every.
No, but he will deny that because he understands that.
No, that means he's challenging your information.
No, because but they didn't tell us who was that. Since he has denied that, we have challenged them. The Secretary General of the Congo for Democratic.
No, but you know it could be over somebody else.
The same way we put on when we broke the news that the 10 billion marshal in Foya was being owned by Joseph Mbaka. It was a 10 billion project. The fanatics, the apologists, and the scrupulous barbarians, macro-nationalists, the Unity Party came over and they said they were challenging our facts, they were challenging our evidence, and the rest of the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, all government propagandists came out, and they said it was a lie from the CDC. We put this challenge out. So you are a student of international relations and diplomacy, conflict resolution. When a conflict starts and you want to resolve a conflict, where do you start from? Abu, where do you start from? You go to the root cause of the conflict. Why hasn't the government told us now about the root cause? What happened? Who owned the drinking machines over the Makana River?
The government said they were launching investigation and then they suspended every mining activity.
Yeah, so who owned the money? Who owned the money? Machines. Who has the investment there?
But you are a national political organization. You should have intelligence.
No, that's why our intelligence. That's why our intelligence.
No, not to be throwing wild allegations.
No, some of wild allegation. The government is yet to deny the position. That's not allegation.
Sakila himself has denied.
But so
linked to it.
If you say Sakila is not the owner of the mining company,
Sakila said
that. If he says that, then why has the investigator brought to Liberian people? What have they found in terms of the investigation? What's the outcome of the investigation? I think by now we've gone almost a week now. We're going to the second week. The government of Liberia up to now has not established the prima facie evidence about traces and pieces of evidence.
Maybe because the investigation is painstaking.
No, but you're talking about not that. It
gotta be painstaking.
No, you're talking about action leading abroad to war and civil crisis. You're talking about painstaking. You got
Liberia is not going to war.
No, Liberia is going to war. Don't be
where with who?
Liberia is going to war. There is a psychological war going on. The presence of the Guinean army on the soil of Liberia.
No, you politicians are bellowing.
No, not bellowing the thing. I mean, the people are just called. I think the Condona, another place they are there. They invented a flag. The people taking over the land. With the intelligence government is that they want to take over the whole Foya. Because Banga so out.
Why would they want to take over Foya?
Well, because that's the conversation we're asking. That's the question we are asking. And we have to ask the government. We are not in the driving seat of the government. We are not supposed to be answering the question. Jeremy Pierre, who vomited unsolicited innuendos and verbal diarrhea, so he the one telling us. You can't be telling citizens that you'll go for it. You can't be telling citizens that you'll go for it.
Yeah, it's similar because people like you not giving the government a chance as they're exhausting diplomatic needs to resolve the matter. You're not giving the government. You're making a lot of noise. If you're not pleased with the way the government is doing it, make yourself available. They'll get you gun to go fight.
The government of Liberia have taken oath by law from the day Baka entered. Baka asked around yesterday that he said Weah was never experienced. Former President Weah, he never had the credential to provide governance processes across the country. They were the experts. They had the expertise. He spent for the 2 years over in government. So you had the diplomatic international weather. That was why brought him to the presidency. So we almost going to 2 weeks, but we are going in the 3rd week.
But he was never confronted a matter like this. So assuming he was, you think you are doing it better than what?
No, he said, they said, what? No, I mean, you understand.
No, I'm asking you, right? Your political leader, assuming he was confronted a matter like this, Mr. Weah have handled it better.
Of course. How did we deal with the COVID-19 challenge? They were dealing.
That wasn't an extent.
No, it was something that was new. I mean, nobody expected that. But we saw how President Weah, in terms of the governance, placed that under control, and you saw economic activities going on in the midst.
No, it's a situation of aggression.
Yeah, it's
foreign aggression.
Yeah, foreign aggression. Bakai, in his limitation, left this country and went to Dumaya. On ground that yes, you are going to put the situation under control. But the more Baka goes to Dumaya, the more the Guinea are advancing on the soil.
What do you think Baka may have said or done in Conakry that still saw the people coming, advancing towards Liberia?
But this is what Baka must explain to the Liberian people. Something sinister. A conspiracy against the state.
Baka is a statesman, and to imagine that you compromise Liberia.
Of course, there are precedents where politicians compromise.
No, I'm talking about Baka.
Baka
is a man with
Baka is a Don't forget. Baka said he can take anything from the devil as much that it will lead to political protection. We saw Baka being given fleet of vehicles, few pickups from the junta. So anything with Baka, anything can happen. They say Baka said he had relations with Elon Musk. They say Baka said, Gordon David, nobody knew that. They say Baka. So Baka is on record for making the comments because he has his political desperation. He's a desperado. He can fall for anything. Anything that has to do with politics, when he can protect Baka interests, Baka will go for it. I have Henry Kosa what Baka did to him. I have Alexander comments. What Baka did to him. Ask Benina Yue. What Baka, ask Frank Johnson. And you are the rest of Frank Johnson today. He will be for you. That is the biggest regret that he has taken to the grave.
You think Dumbuya play Baka?
Baka and Dumbuya, they are in strategic. They know what they are doing. And you cannot use the Liberian people. Where in the world?
What would they be doing, man?
Because Baka is not saying anything. Baka is not responding. Baka is not taking the matter very serious. At this time, the government should call for.
He's not addressing your political.
No, at this time, the government should call for a state of emergency.
To do what?
And to be able to ensure that our army is deployed at the borders, so that our people cannot be living in fear until the diplomatic issues are resolved.
Are we at war?
We are at psychological war. The war is on. It's psychological. It's not physical. Any other form of disagreement will lead to physical war.
Psychological war.
That's the presence of a huge military officers from another country. Is it not a war?
So they're posing no direct danger.
How? If they take the flag down, you know what the flag represents, Abu?
Okay, but the government is...
No, Abu, don't get back from that.
But we gotta look at what the government is telling us.
No, but it's a declaration of war.
That's how you see it.
No,
the government doesn't
the flag represents the state, the republic. If a foreign army takes down your flag, it's a sign of defeat on the battlefield. Abu, it's a sign of defeat on the battlefield. Ask anybody who understands guerrilla warfare and strategy. It's a form of defeat. You cannot sit down and a foreign army walk on your shore, urinate, desecrate, mutilate, and disfigured the sacredness of the Liberian flag. And you come and say, "Now what you You want to be shooting flag? You want to be shooting people going on a farm and other people standing over them. Urinating on the flag of Liberia, and people with ammunition over them. People go on the farm and they are running away in the bushes. And the government said they come and carry sausages and mayonnaise and chicken soup to go resolve long conflict. What kind of nonsense is that?
You gotta be careful with your choice of words because the government has seen that sound of your
I challenge the government. Now I said, Baka Bana should be surrounding the presidency.
The government is clear. They signed a card.
I'm saying to you, I don't dare the government. I don't challenge the government. Double dare. No man No man. If any government tries nonsense in this country, I can assure you, the Braca's presidency will be surrounded to liberate people. We're talking about things that will make. Well, some of us we saw the war. We're very young. They say foolish politicians. Hold on, Abu.
No, wait,
Hold on.
that's why the government wants to handle this thing.
And why is
In a way that doesn't.
who caused the problem? Who caused the problem? Who caused the problem? It's a mining company for Liberia. Is that mining company reporting the revenue to the Liberian government? Except for was that done on behalf of the country, of Liberia, of the economy, was the process from the mining company, the big money enterprise is the
attempt by the government to measure what people say and how people say it.
It's not about what people say.
It's constitutional to you.
No, that is sanction against free speech. It's against the constitution.
You know, we're in crisis. You can the government.
Nobody you cannot stop democracy in crisis. Nobody can stop people from speaking in democracy. The constitution does not say that. Article 15 of the Liberian Constitution, the 1986 Constitution, is clear. It's conspicuous on people's right to speak. And that's what we are doing here. It is as a consequence of the stupendous negligence of a failure to make inflammatory comments. So we call inflammatory comments.
That's what the government.
But you inflaming the situation.
Who's
The government is making inflammatory situation at the border.
How?
Because the Liberians are escaping their farms, they are leaving their homes, they are embarrassed. The Guinean army is urinating on the land, peeping on urinating on the flag, desecrating the flag of the people of Liberia. They are taking over the land.
Nobody urinated on the flag.
I mean, what? Figurative flag?
That will be clear.
No, but figurative flag. When we say urinating, figurative flag.
No, that will be clear.
No, but people. Okay. I said
urinating on the land.
I said urinating on the when the people step when they put the flag down, they walk on your flag. What do you mean?
Now, nobody walk.
This is the first time. Maybe you should not even go there. Go.
No,
but we have forces there. We have. I'm telling you what happened. We'll see. We've got our men.
You're going to got people there.
I mean, we are thousands of seditions who get up. Every day they give information on that. This is the first time in Liberia history. This is the very first time. It never happened on a Joseph Jigging Rabo. It never happened on a Thursday.
Why do you think it's happening now?
It's happening now because we have an irresponsible, illegitimate, incompetent, and inept guy who is now president, and because of negligence, it's stupendous negligence. How can we fix this? How can we fix this as a country? The government first must revert to truth telling. That the first way we can fix it.
And after that,
then we know the problem. That's what confidence.
When we know the problem,
and when we know the problem, we face the problem.
How do we fix it?
Truth telling. Let the government tell us the truth.
It's true.
So let the government tell the truth. Who owns the big mountain? If it is not owned,
So if we know who owns it,
we know they provide punishment for that, and reprimand all those who are involved.
And when that happens,
at the time and quality will be provided.
So do we achieve that in North?
We can achieve that by raising the contradictions, raising the flag, creating awareness. Now, Liberians deserve to know. Liberians deserve to know if the mining company is not owned by Nimale and come up in Fala and Baka interest, then we must establish who own that. No other ordinary citizen or ordinary fake can own that kind of use equipment under the Makona River. No one can hear a constable, and we are all Liberian, unless you go with no fact. Call me, we're all Liberian, there's not more citizen, there's not more unity.
Or is it true that we're all Liberian?
No, you have to tell me that we're all Liberian. Do not know that I'm a Liberian. Now you got to tell me that I'm
okay, they remind us.
No, you don't have to remind me. We're all Liberian. If anything happens, your brother will get one thing to go. You don't know that the devil doesn't give us security or stability in this country. If anything happens here, Timothy Fire will be the first to leave. Women will leave. Brother will leave. And you and myself will run all around the place here.
And so we have to hold them accountable.
We must hold them accountable to ask the fundamental questions about the truth telling.
And then I'll let go back because Shadu will go to the phone lines, right? I'll let go back to a point you made about the failure of security. And then recently we've been seeing ex-rebels issuing statements and making even more inflammatory comments and all of that, right? Does that further validate the breakdown in security or the inability of the government to provide adequate security, and rebels believe that they should shoulder that responsibility?
Of course, that's what happening. The breakdown of the rule of law, not just security, but the rule of law and law enforcement entities from the criminal justice background. law enforcement entities, constitutionally and fundamentally, statutorily are obliged to provide peace and security, to provide protection over lives and properties. When there's a breakdown in the rule of law, it has a spillover and exponential effect across, and that's what happening. So major security parastatals now have declined morally. There's moral dilemma. They don't have the capacity. They don't have the logistics.
There's no the police are there. The immigrations are there.
Government police. I'm well armed to the teeth. We go armed to the teeth. The police can go. You talking about no. In a state of moral, serious moral crisis in the country, security crisis in the country. The first response is the armed forces of America.
But what do you think we're not seeing the armed forces?
The armed forces of America. They became very stupid. You pay on a generator 5,000 every month. Then you give him 200. He said the man go gamble himself.
You think that what
the security have been disrespected. Abu, the security have been disrespected. That's what you see. Look at NFL budget and look at AFL budget. There's sporadic and spontaneous increment in the AFL budget, in the NFL budget. Increment in budget, entertainment speaker budget, the legislature budget. Men and women who wear the badge of honor and the flag of the Republic of Europe point to the Broad Barracks. Go there, we have 100 members there. They are in the language in nothing but despair, and they are living in serious agony. Serious agony. The detaining army is happy,
but the police got a lot of vehicles.
The police got a lot of vehicles.
They're
passing around the road. They got money. They buying yellow machine all around the place. You know they ever pay money to go struggle. You know recruit ever. You know get logistics. The police
they ever took oath to defend.
Yeah, but they have money. They ever not take oath for reckless bravado. Abu. They ever did not take oath for reckless bravado. That you see sophisticated, logistically equipped, weaponized army from Guinea. And say you ever may go stay with it. A reckless bravado. No ever meant take oath for reckless bravado. No ever meant take oath for reckless bravado. So you go carry in terms of national security insurgency. Then you go carry Como over there. You're a joker. You didn't protest. You didn't protest. You going to? The boy you going to? You didn't protest.
Is that the function of the police?
That's not the function of the police. That's not the function.
Is government overdoing?
The government, the resources that have been allotted to the process. The resources have been allotted to the process. Every time you see a law enforcement agency or institution goes out of the city boundary of Liberia. The DSA, the Distant allowance, and they give them huge sums of money, even to more like the rest of the guys. So they are using the process to exploit, to take billion, to extort thousands of dollars at the detriment of the poor people who are now vulnerable at the boss. That's what they're doing. So the presence of government was well calculated. Was intended to take thousands of dollars.
1 minute, how do you summarize your view on this whole FOIA border crisis, the handling of the government in 1 minute summary?
Well, I think it is a betrayal to public confidence. And section and chapter 12 of the Penal Law of Liberia, section 12.1 talks about that any foreign enemies or whatever to come and undermine their own sovereignty is tantamount to resignation, is tantamount to impeachment. So the act of Blackeye and his cohorts selling our land, jeopardizing the security of the state, bastardizing the sovereignty of our country is an impeachable offense on our law. Chapter 12, section 12.1 of the Penal Law states that it is an impeachable offense. But now in this country, citizens are supposed to rally. Citizens are the rally. The rally should start from Nofa or Fisibu, Kolahun, Vatiman. There should be a quality, but now the people must rally. You can't look. The president is building 10 million mansions in front of poverty striking people in FOIA and the ordinary places that they have to have.
They can protest Solomon.
He can protest Solomon, but he can protect a 10 million mansion. They're not touching that one there, but they're touching the ordinary people. But now there will be a massive, spontaneous and sporadic protest across this country calling for Blackeye resignation. But this time, Blackeye should surrender the presidency to Liberians because he has shown vast incompetence. We are president. In all the civilizations, the president will just resign because he is ashamed.
Thank you, Avin. Let's go to the phone line. 7 minutes to go. Let's hear you. Do you agree? 0776 104 104 065 104. This is the Freedom Morning Rise on Freedom 87.9. Let's take our very first caller on 0776 104 104 086 500 104 are the numbers to call. Good morning. Morning. Thank you very much. Good morning. Morning. Go ahead, tell me.
Okay, you see the issue of American Witness, I like the way he got confirmed. But this was especially the common people. But you can't get a personnel and all kind of money in the barrack. You cannot.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Your line is back. Good morning.
According to the Constitution of the Republic of Nigeria, the people that complaining, you're just complaining on the president. This thing that the president has to complain for the whole.
So what do you mean? According to the Constitution, say the people that complaining. He said according to the Constitution of Liberia, the people that complaining. What the Constitution says?
Yeah, the president says
So which part of the Constitution says that?
So the president has to take a
You start the Constitution. I'm asking you. Yes, according to the Constitution. You call which article you quoting?
The article.
Okay, thank you very much. I was so glad.
Thank you for everything you said. This is one of the right now. I enjoy you having it anyway. So this criminal need to go to the line. We'll make sure you go.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning. Morning.
Good morning. Daddy will come for the morning. We'll get water for there. We'll do the thing of my day.
Okay, thank you. I need to do my question. Good morning.
Yes, this is Prince Money calling from Also, I concur with Ivan when you talk about the possibility. So now and then we are all looking at why you can say why you can say how it's put in the country aspect. But let's talk about the president. When he was going to office, he said, to protect his defense. The man is not protecting his defense in the state.
Okay, thank you very much. You are the second to the last call. Good morning. Morning.
Go
ahead.
I agree with Adam Wishes.
Okay, good morning. Morning. Go ahead. Okay, do you have a Baka needs to resign? Okay, thank you very much. I mean, listen to the callers in another 2 minutes. How do you respond and of course give us your party?
Thank you. Let me appreciate all of the callers. Like I said, we are beginning to rally our citizens, with class actions. We are asking Liberians to now. Look, this is not about the party. It's not about CDC. Abu, when the president of the Republic of Liberia commits an impeachable offense under our law, is tantamount to impeachment. That's what chapter 12.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 12, section 12.1 of the penal law of Liberia states that you collaborating. The president not saying everything, but we see the foreign army coming taking the land, and the president not saying everything. No, they talk about diplomacy.
Under the arrangement we have, the legislature, do you think that whole impeachment thing can sell?
I mean, no, the greatest legislature, because I mean, who made this legislature? Who constitutes the legislature? The legislature itself is being configured and constituted by the people. By the people. If the people, according to Article 1 of the Liberal Constitution, if that's national security, that's economic and national security,
today you have a regime potent.
I mean, the Liberal people can politically, if the Liberal people decide today that Thomas B. Fala should be history, or Joseph Baka should be history,
has a full grip on the legislature.
No, do you agree? No, I'm telling you, the legislature doesn't have a full grip over the Liberal people. Do you agree? This is the same legislature that says here, and JFK does not have medication. Philly Hospital is running out of medication. This is the same legislature that says here, hold on, no, they can do that. Citizen actions, mass citizen action, class action, Article 17, Article 1. That's the greatest impeachment proceedings of the Liberian people. They can declare that. They can declare that.
A whole different thing.
No, it's not Article 1.
That is a whole different
The Constitution provides a remedy for redress. It can lead to resignation. It can lead to impeachment as well. So I am saying to you that Baka needs to kick. We need to kick Baka out. He needs to exit. He cannot be president of the country. He has lost the sovereignty of the Republic of Bureau. All his wives, Laburo have been taken. The fear of Laburo has been brought down. But that's how Baka should not be president. He should surrender the presidency. And we are asking all Liberians to speak on this matter. We are not going to be carried away by what the justice minister saying, while government come on passing around with people. You breaking people's homes down. You went to King George and shoot people here. You are running out of motorcycles and marketeers, young boys and young girls across the place here. Liberians are already living economic destitution and fear. And the only thing they have to live in peace, and you're going over there, you're negligent, stupendous negligent, you're allowing people to come and take over the country, and you say we must fold our hands. We are not going to fold our hands. Okay. We are going to run our people. We are, in my conclusion, Abu, we are going Grand Basel tomorrow with comrades Nathaniel Faleman Gill, and there'll be a very big program in Grand Basel.
Okay, tell my girl to pay for time. We're not talking about that.
No problem.
I got plenty of money. Tell to pay.
No problem. We'll come to your office, my brother.
Yeah, but thank you very much.
Thank you.
It has been a great time with Comrade Avin Wisse, and of course he's been here this morning. This is how we like to go home on this Thursday morning edition. Close for the week. Until we see you next week, Monday. You have yourself a wonderful time and remain peaceful. Bye bye.